Okay, so hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Adam Southend Guy Paranormal, doing a little bit of a different vlog this time. I'm killing two birds with one stone because I've been out on the bikes for about a week, and it's a great way to lighten your mood. And what a delightful May bank holiday we are having. I'm just going out for the hell of it because yeah, quite frankly, with my vlog last week, obviously I wasn't in a great place and still been a little bit up and down, so one of the best cues for that is getting out on two wheels, so I'm just going to do that for yeah, just for the sake of it really. And yeah, yeah, so how are we doing on this fine weekend? So much for global warming, eh? I can't believe this. I feel like I'm still in March. That's how bad this is at the moment. I mean, you know, Mays have, you know, for quite a few years have been reasonable weather. I know we've had, you know, times when there's been heat waves and stuff, but you know, this is just rubbish. So there we go, it's a British weather for you. If it's anything, it's unpredictable, which is probably why us Brits don't stop talking about it. Yeah, there we are. Anyway, so we're going to chat about now this weekend just gone past was a bit of an odd one. A few reasons really. The team wasn't with me. If you watched me live on Saturday night, my first one was a bit of a bust, although it's not a permanent bust, if you know what I mean. I popped over to North Weald to read out Fault, which looked really interesting on the internet, but it proved a little bit more difficult in practice when I got there. However, I will look into that, doing that place at some point when I'm probably not on my own and possibly a little bit slimmer as well. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, my initial plan didn't go according to plan, so I then looked to excuse the wind. Obviously, as I said, it's May bank holiday and it's absolutely poo. So yeah, the backup plan was to Epping Forest, which I've been recording it anyway, as you know, and it was a little bit out on a limb for a couple of reasons. Firstly, as I discovered when I did the Terry Goodham and Maxine Arnold murder, the signal at Epping Forest is a little bit on the rubbish side, so it was going to be touch and go whether I could go live in the first place. Fortunately, I just got enough signal I could do it, which was great. The downside being was that rubbish. The downside being was that I was on my own, and it was basically because this weekend gone was Tracy's birthday. It's actually Tracy's birthday today, but there are all sorts of stuff going on over the weekend, so yeah, you know, you got to do what you got to do on your birthday. And also Tina wasn't too well either, bless her. So Tina really couldn't make it out for the Saturday as well. So yeah, that hence meant I was technically on my own, although I wasn't, because if you're watching me on YouTube, then you guys were keeping me company, which was great. Now, Epping Forest, yeah, it's quite eerie in there, and it wasn't as eerie as I thought. I expected it to be like a little bit, you know, pretty pantsy type of thing, but I was actually okay, believe it or not. The only time, the only time I felt a little bit off off was the first pond that I walked past. It's, if you look up Gate 73 Epping Forest, it's that pond there. Now I did feel a bit foreboding around there, so I'm going to go back and check that pond out and see if anything transpires. So yeah, that was Saturday. Now, because obviously it's a bank holiday weekend, you know, we've not had work today, I decided to, well, I was sort of umming and ahhing about doing a Sunday night recording, but Tracy and Tina sort of messaged me and said, like, you know, we're up for doing something tonight, but because Tina's not really feeling too well still, we kept close by. So we actually went back to Shoebury, and we actually went back to the place I did first of all, that first gunning placement that I did with Kira back last year, if you remember that one. We'll go back and watch it and see what we got, because at that time I was literally, it was just me and Kira, my little GoPro and my K2 and that Necrophonic cap. That's all we had. Obviously we went back this time, I've got quite a bit more equipment, so we was able to try and see what we can get this time. I'm not going to say too much, because obviously I will want you to watch the episode and give me your thoughts on it. I think I will kind of leave Shoebury there for the moment, because that is actually, I think, my fourth visit. And yeah, I'm going to sort of leave it there at the moment. I may go back in the future, we'll see what transpires, but it won't be, I can't envisage it being any time this year, unless there's unless it's a property. I'm quite happy to go back and do a property, but the garrison itself, I'm gonna, oh no, I'm gonna wait for the next bit. Yeah, the garrison itself, I'm gonna leave for the moment. So yeah, that was Sunday night. So yeah, that's this weekend in a nutshell, really. Now, as I've said before, I'm going to try and get as much recording as possible, because June is approaching. I sincerely hope the weather's better than this, because this is just rubbish. It's really not conducive for biking. Well, it is for the bike I'm on, not necessarily for the other one, because, you know, weather beings are changeable. I really don't want to spend my time polishing that one when I want to be riding it. That makes sense. Anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent now. Yeah, so with June fast approaching, hopefully we will be going back to normal, or normal with some restrictions, as Mr. Rob kindly pointed out yesterday. I really don't want to get into that either. I should hopefully be back in DJing, and as much as I love doing this, obviously I'm not really getting any cash out of, I don't expect to be a millionaire or anything like that, but you know, if I could earn a little bit of cost somewhere along the line to help support it and so on, then I could do so much more, if that makes sense, because, you know, I can go and visit other parts of the country and all that sort of thing. So yeah, with the DJ work coming, hopefully coming back in June, it's gonna make recording a little bit more restrictive, if you get what I mean. I'm still going to get out and I will be able to record, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be able to do that. It's just going to, I won't be as I'll try to get the right words here, bloody lights. So I'm just going for a random ride. Yeah, I won't be as flexible. I think that's the right word, yeah. So I won't be as flexible when it comes to doing some recordings, because I expect to go back to my Saturday night that I had before we shut down. As regarding Fridays, I'm not so sure. I'm not too fussed about getting work on Fridays for other reasons. But yeah, the Saturday night, which is when I do the Bruntley recordings, that will sort of pretty much be out the window for the time being. And my God, I'm heading towards the seafront, and I'm thinking, it's going to be very open down there. With this wind, it's not going to be great for doing recording. So I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. Yeah, so as I said, with work coming back, I'm not going to be as flexible in where and how I can record. So I'm going to be able to do sites as and when, which will probably be Thursday, Friday, Sunday nights, around that time really. Come on, girl. So the first bike ain't been out for a little while. Yeah, it's just Saturdays are going to be probably a non-starter pretty much, but we'll just have to play this one by ear. So yeah, the recordings won't stop, they'll just be a bit different, if that makes sense. So we're going to play that one by ear and see what happens. Yeah, so that's how we are at the moment. Now, coming up this week, it's my return to St Michael's Church on Pitsea Mount, which I've not been to since last. Remember, we did that almost a year ago now. Again, that was just me and Kira. The K2 Necrophonic. I started singing on that one, and the response I got over the Necrophonic was quite interesting. So yes, we actually go back to St Michael's Church, and yeah, we had some great responses there again. So yeah, that's the content that's coming up this Thursday night, and on the weekend it's still yet to be finalised. I may try and get out and do 2 recordings, possibly back to Epping Forest for one, and I'm hoping to try and start doing the Pluckley Wood stuff. I would like to try and get that nailed down as quickly as possible. I envisage, because we went there obviously with Paranormal Essex, which you can watch on their Facebook page. It was quite a large group in the end. Didn't think, you know, I think we sort of over-egged it a little bit, if that makes sense. So yeah, we've got some unfinished business at St Nicholas Church, which both Paige and I agreed we need to go back and see if we can help the spirits that we did talk to. And also I want to get some recording done at Pluckley Woods as well. So that's the general plan. I will try and get Epping Forest done probably Friday night, something like that, and then I'm planning on heading down towards Pluckley following that. If I can get it all done this weekend, I will be a happy man, because there's also a few places up in North Essex that I want to head to and get some recordings done up there as well. With I don't know if you remember the first live one we did at St Peter's Church up in Colchester, where we spoke to some people that were sort of passing through there, and they suggested Mistley Woods, which I'm very fascinated over. Well, I'm going to get off this seafront because it is very windy. I'll take the next one. Yeah, so yeah, that's the sort of plan. If I can get Pluckley done as quickly as possible, then we get up to North Essex, because there's loads of stuff up there to do, and hopefully I'll be in a good place by the time my work comes back, and then hopefully I can pick the other plus point about the restrictions being lifted is, come on, girl. The other plus point about restrictions being lifted is I can hopefully do, oh hello, yeah, I can hopefully do some properties. So I'm going to put that out there, that with the restrictions lifting in June, that I can go and do some internal investigations, a little bit like St Peter's on the Wall. As you know, that was an unexpected bonus, and I hope to be doing more like that. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. size of that truck. I'm going to leave that there, guys and girls. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like, hit that notification bell. That'll let you know when there's future content. And yes, thanks once again. We'll see you on Thursday night. Thanks again, guys. See ya. Bye bye.